part of Generation Rent, you need to know your rights and the answer to some key questions. What exactly are you entitled to as a renter? If your landlord doesn't deal with an issue, who can you turn to? And are you really powerless to prevent a landlord from raising your rent? First of all, let's look at your rights. Renters aren't as well protected in the UK as other countries, but some things are set out in law. You've a right to live in a safe property which is in a good state of repair. That means an acceptable kitchen and bathroom with no safety hazards. You've a right to know who your landlord is and be protected from unfair evictions and unfair rent. And you have a right to get your deposit back when the tenancy ends. Landlords can only keep some of it if there's serious damage to the property. General wear and tear is fine. So what happens if you're the victim of a dodgy landlord? An ITV News and The Guardian investigation found criminal landlords are continuing to rent out properties across the UK. And 1 in 7 English councils have failed to make a single prosecution against a landlord in the last 3 years. But don't let that deter you. If something does go wrong at home, you shouldn't be put off telling the landlord. And if you don't get an adequate response, you can report it to the local council. And these organisations are among the many that can also give you advice. What about the dreaded increase in rent? Landlords can't just decide to hike it up and send you a letter. They can only increase rent if you sign a new contract agreeing to it. Finally, what happens if you've been threatened with eviction? If it's a verbal threat or even a letter, it's not enough. Landlords have to get a court order, otherwise it's a criminal offence. And legally, they have to give you at least 2 months' notice. Unfortunately, as our investigation exposed, there are some bad landlords out there. That's why it's so important to know your rights if things do go wrong.